The Night the Monsters Came by Junia Wonders and Lisa Ciccone. 'Twas a night like no other, a cold and moonless night. Not a sound was sounding, not a single star in sight. Down a long grassy driveway a silent witness stood as a pack of monstrous creatures crept out of the woods. On the rather gloomy night, a little girl awoke to find her older brother in a long, dark purple cloak. On his cloak were golden stars, on his pointy hat as well, in his hand a magic wand, as far as she could tell. "Shh!" he whispered softly. "You mustn't make a sound, for monsters of all sizes are gathering around. I can sniff them in the air. They must be right outside. I am ready to defend you, but sister, you must hide." The little girl got changed into a frilly fairy dress. She had a flower crown and a fairy wand, no less. "I will not hide," she said, as fearless as could be. "I will face those monsters too. Brother, you can count on me." The siblings checked the door to make sure it was locked. They wanted to be ready before the monsters knocked. The monsters stood closer, and the children heard them grumbling. In the silence of the night, they heard voices deep and rumbling. "Rumble, rumble, can you hear? Our tummies rumbling, loud and clear. We're hungry monsters on a quest to feast on nothing but the best. Grumble, grumble, can you guess that we are grumpy? We confess we're hungry monsters on a prowl for something tasty, something foul." The children shook and shivered when the monsters then appeared, with their gnarly monster teeth and their prickly monster beard. They didn't knock, of course, for these monsters had no manners. They barged into the children's room and stumbled on their banners. There was a tumbling jumble of monsters on the floor, a tangled heap of monsters like they'd never seen before. "Arg!" they shrieked, and "Org!" they howled, and bared their nasty teeth and growled. "Welcome to our bedroom," said the fearless boy. "I'm Jack the Little Wizard, and I'm his fairy sister Joy." The children thought it wise to be nice and be polite, but the monsters didn't care. They were simply there to bite. "What have we here? A double treat, it seems. 2 grubby tots for supper, the stuff of monsters' dreams. Is there anything more scrumptious than dusty grubby feet? There's nothing more delicious. The taste is hard to beat. How about some sticky hands? They make a tasty dish. The stickier the better. They're every monster's wish. And the yummiest of all are teeth that are unbrushed, for tiny morsels stuck between give monsters quite a rush. Rumble, rumble, can you hear? Our tummies rumbling loud and clear. Grumble, grumble, can you see that we're not here to drink your tea? The monsters stomped, the monsters clapped, they hopped and skipped and kicked and tapped, and then they stopped and drew their claws. They bared their teeth and stretched their jaws. "Not too fast," eager monsters Joy and Jack replied. "We're not exactly yummy," the children beamed with pride. "Our feet aren't scrumptious, our hands aren't tasty. We're not the stuff of monsters' dreams. You shouldn't be so hasty. Our hands or feet are washed with soap and water. They're so clean. Our teeth have just been brushed, all part of our routine. We're not grubby at all. See how fresh we smell? There's no supper here for you. Now it's time to cast our spell." There was a blubbering jumble of monsters on the floor, a sobbing heap of monsters like there'd never been before. "Ew!" they wailed, and "No!" they yowled. "These tots are clean!" they cried and howled. "This is the stuff of monsters' nightmares, the kind that's hard to beat. A wizard and a fairy, so clean, we will not eat." "Whiny monsters, be gone! Don't you dare come back! We'll put a spell on you," said the little wizard Jack. joy in Jack's spell. From north to south and east to west, hungry monsters on a quest shall no longer feast on children, clean or grubby. It's forbidden. If you ever break this rule, you'll be sent to monster school. There you'll learn good manners and hygiene, how not to scare children, and how not to be mean. The monsters got all shivery. Their faces looked so scared. They'd been totally outsmarted. They were surely unprepared. They fled into the night with whimpering cries as the children giggled and said their goodbyes. Good night, sleep tight, don't ever let the monsters bite.